Good morning, Millennial Economics here. Hope you're doing well. It is a warm day in the Midwest, hitting 100 degrees, but we're doing it. Happy 4th of July. Um, just want to talk a little bit about marketers, actually. Something that I'm learning, I've learned the hard way and am learning still. But if you didn't know, marketers are out to get your money. Okay, they are out there and they are spending millions and billions, maybe trillions of dollars, I don't know, to get you to purchase something, right? And not only are they spending money, but they are doing research, tons of research on human psychology and buying habits, and figuring out how to package their deals and communicate what they are selling, whether it be a service or a product, um, so that you will purchase. And so basically where I'm getting at is you need to be careful with what you consume, because you may think that you are super unique and that your mind isn't swayed by marketing tactics, but at the end of the day maybe you're better than some, but at the end of the day you are because you're a human, and we all have a psychology and a way that we work, that's somewhat congruent with one another. So one thing that I learned is, I really like cars, and I was getting into a habit of buying cars often. Which, whatever, if you have the money for it and you budget for it and it's a wise decision, great. If it works for you financially. And many of those purchases that I had made were those things. Actually, many of the purchases I had made with vehicles I actually made money on, believe it or not. But that's not always the case. That hasn't always been the case for me, especially with the previous vehicle that I purchased. I lost money on it, and when I sold it, whatever, it wasn't a wise buying decision. Because I have a love of cars, I find myself often on YouTube watching car review videos, or just videos about cars. There's tons of channels on YouTube, if you don't know, that review cars, track cars, show modifications of cars, whatever. And I was just in a cycle of that over and over and over all the time. I mean, a lot of hours a week. I was just watching videos about cars, and that fed what was already in me a little bit of wanting to drive new vehicles, wanting to drive, not new, but wanting to drive a different vehicle. So I learned the hard way with my last vehicle purchase, and lost money on that. And I fell into the trap of this marketing, from these car brands. And if you think even like YouTube, well, I'm just watching reviews on YouTube. Well, think about influencer marketing, and think about how much money brands spend for influencers to review their product, review their service, feature their service, mention their service. There's a lot of money being spent for influential people to talk about things to get you, the consumer, to buy. So I guess my recommendation, this is going to be a short video, is monitor what you are consuming. It's a little bit easier too these days, to be honest with you, to kind of steer clear of certain marketing. So, we have services like Netflix or Amazon Prime Video, YouTube to a certain extent, but there are lots of ways that we can get around being bombarded with marketing constantly. But quite honestly, in the world that we live in, it's hard to get away from it completely. But monitor what you're intaking. If you feel like you have a weak spot for cars and you don't want to spend money on vehicles that you don't have, don't watch car reviews all day. If you love video games and you have a problem with spending money on new consoles, new accessories, new games, maybe don't watch all the new review videos about games. If you have an issue with, I don't know, eating out too much, maybe don't watch all the review videos or TV shows about food. There's a balance, right? We can enjoy things, but when we find ourselves consuming them, there's a reason why these brands are paying so much money for these people to talk about certain things. Is because they can be influential, whether we think so or not. So I will leave you with that. Marketers are out there to get your money, and be careful where you are spending your time. We'll talk to you soon.